All right, y'all. So this is a continuing of my series on the war of Northern aggression. I want to talk about the first shots of the war at Fort Sumter. Why did the South fire on Fort Sumter? South Carolina seceded December 20, 1860. April 30th, 1861, the first shots of the war was fired against Fort Sumter. If the South was so bloodthirsty and just looking for a fight, why did they wait a full 4 months to fire on Fort Sumter? Let's look at this for a minute. Fort Sumter was fired on because, and by the way, I think that was probably one of the worst decisions of the war, just my opinion. There was a lot of bad decisions made, but that was one of the worst. I think we should have tricked them into firing first, but I'll get into that in a minute. The reason that the South fired on Fort Sumter was because it no longer belonged to the Union. South Carolina had said, "Look, you need to leave our state. You don't belong here. We've seceded. We've seceded. We are our own sovereign country. We are the country of South Carolina." Later, obviously became the Confederate States of America. We said, "Look, man, just leave. Bye, bye, Felicia." They wouldn't. Obviously, you can understand why they didn't. Why the North didn't leave. Yankee soldiers did not leave because they obviously weren't given orders to leave. But my question is if the South wouldn't have fired on Fort Sumter, how long would it have been? Sorry, y'all, I'm getting a little bit tired. How long would it have been before the North fired from Fort Sumter? Granted, there was some in the South who were raring to fight. They thought war was an honorable cause. And you know what? They should have took a lesson from Robert E. Lee. Robert E. Lee is quoted as saying, "It is great that war is so terrible so that we may not grow too fond of it." Robert E. Lee did not want a war unless it was necessary. Yes, he was a soldier. He was a career soldier. He was in the Army all of his adult life until 1865. The last 5 years of his life were probably the only years as an adult that he was not a soldier. But he understood what war meant. War meant killing. War meant bad things were going to happen. Your average Southern citizen, I don't think, understood what was coming. So when we fired on Sumter, we figured we'll shell it, it'll fall, that'll be the end of it. They'll see we ain't playing, they'll leave us alone. Not exactly what happened, but that's what they thought was going to happen. Oh, we'll lick the Yankees in 90 days. We know that's not what happened. The war lasted 4 horrible, horrible years. If we would have waited, I think I don't have I don't have historical fact to back this up, but my opinion is if we would have waited and made the North fire on us instead of firing on them, I think that we would have brought England and France on our side, thus rapidly ending the war. Because then the South could have branded the North as the aggressors, which they were. They were certainly taunting us by being there. They certainly had no business at Fort Moultrie, Fort Sumter, or any other Southern fort for that matter, to which they were in. Just my opinion. Thank you for watching History Now as a Southern.